Live from the Dr. Jerry Henderson Radio Complex, it's time for Card Guys. And now, here's your host, Anthony Schulte.
Good morning. Thank you, Michael, for the intro as always, and welcome to Card Guys, Detroit Sports Talk, Season 3, Episode number 11. Coming up today, we discuss some recent additions to our personal card collections, we preview the Lions' bout with the undefeated Vikings, and we close the show off with our Week 7 NFL preview and picks. I'm Anthony Schulte, and joining me as always is my man, Ryan Donnelly.
Not much has happened in the past couple days in the sports world, but we got a shorter show for you guys, which I hope that's a sigh of relief after these past couple hour episodes we've been pumping out, but hope you guys enjoy today's show.
Should be a good one. And also right next to me, Mr. Michael Rosenkranz.
Glad to be doing this show today after spending back-to-back nights, working till homework till 10:30 at night, and just going to bed immediately after. So, been a busy couple of days, but we're going to have a great show for you guys today.
Should be a really good show. We're going to start off today with our 3 stars. Michael, lead us off today, huh?
Alrighty, so for my 3 stars, the third star I'm going to go Gleyber Torres. Yankees got another win last night, the ALCS. They're up in the series 2-0. I'm getting proven wrong by Anthony over here because I thought the Guardians could compete with the Yankees. You saw how that went. Gleyber Torres, he had a good night last night. He went 3 for 5. He had a double and 2 runs in the Yankees win. My second star, I'm going to go with the rookie Ray Davis for the Bills. He filled in for James Cook, who was primarily injured, but he had 20 carries for 97 yards, and he was targeted 3 times, or rather he had 3 receptions for 55 yards. So not a bad way to fill in the hole for James Cook. And my first star is going to go to Breece Hall. He had a really, really good day, and the Jets lost to the Bills. He had 113 rush yards and 56 receiving yards. He's been doing pretty well this season for the Jets, but Aaron Rodgers once again could not get it done last night.
Seems to be a theme this season, but he does have help. Ryan, your 3 stars.
Not much has happened, like I said in my intro, but my 3 stars, my third star, Aaron Rodgers. Not a great game on Monday. 23 for 35, 294 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 99% quarterback rating. A passer rating and a 57.4 QBR. That's, not too shabby, but he put up the best performance on Monday Night Football. My second star, I'm actually giving to Davante Adams because he got in a way better situation than he did back in Las Vegas. He's now in New York, getting traded yesterday morning. Him and Rodgers, that Green Bay connection's back, and that connection was insanely deadly, so watch out, AFC East. And my first star, I got to give it to Igor Shesterkin, who on Monday against the Detroit Red Wings, man, he was crazy good. 31 for 32, a .969 save percentage, got the win, gave up only 1 goal. It was all Shesterkin on Monday, and couldn't really get past him at all. And we played really, really bad defense on Monday, but nonetheless, those are my 3 stars.
All right, I'll quickly hit mine real quick here. So my third star, I kind of have some out-of-the-box stars for today. So my third star is J.B. Bickerstaff's dress code. Now, he said there's not an actual dress code, but in practice, can't wear anything on your head, so like no hoodies, no anything on the head, and no jewelry. So he's kind of establishing a nice little culture here. He's trying to, bring back more of a professional and, you play how you practice type of thing. You practice how you feel. You practice how you dress type of thing. So J.B. Bickerstaff just completely overhauling this Detroit Pistons team. My second, Tyrone Tracy Jr. Had a really good game against the Bengals. The Giants did lose, but he scored the only touchdown for the Giants, the only score for the Giants, and had 2 really nice games in a row for Tyrone Tracy while Singletary's been out, so he's been kind of filling that void rather nicely. And then my first star is Greg Zuerlein from the Bills' perspective, because he kind of won the Bills the game, so from the Bills' perspective, Greg Zuerlein is a number 1 star. He won them the game, a very important divisional game. So those are my 3 stars. let's quickly go into a little bit of card talk. We haven't talked cards yet this season. We're 11 episodes in. We haven't talked about our namesake cards. So let's discuss. We've made some personal collection additions since we last talked about them all the way back in, what was it, April or something
March.
like that. So just some additions I've made. In the time being, I've started collecting football and a little bit of baseball because, why not, right? So I've Penei Sewell's my main football PC. I have a couple Penei autos, couple nice, Penei rookies, little Obsidian action, little rookie card out of 10, only 10 of them in the world. Really nice Penei card. Some other lines. I just have a really nice Lions collection right now. And then I started collecting a little bit of Tigers. I got a Tarek Skubal from you, my friend. Mm-hmm. I got a Riley Green numbered card from friend of the show, Tony DeLucia IV. What else do I have? I also traded a Riley Green for your Josh Lester autograph,
Yes.
which I was
Good trade on my end. I got a really nice Riley Green comb card.
And I got a really obscure auto, and I love my obscure autos, as everybody knows. And then I, just yesterday, from another friend of the show, Isaac Haffenden, got a Kerry Carpenter on-card rookie autograph encased out of 99. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite cards in all of my collection now. So very happy with that card I got. And then, of course, my Cade collection. I mean, yesterday we stopped by Miller Sports Cards.
They're new. They have a new location.
They do. They do have a new location. And, got some new additions myself. I got, let's see here. I got a Jalen Duren. Thank you, Pops. I got a Jalen Duren PSA 10 Teal Explosion rookie card from the first pro rookie card said he was in NBA Hoops. I like NBA Hoops. A lot of people don't really like NBA Hoops because it's kind of like the lowest end set. It's the first set that comes out, but it's their first rookie cards. So it's kind of cool to get that. Got a Jaden Ivey out of 15, rookie card color match. Kind of nice card there. A LeBron James PSA 10. And then a Killian Hayes PSA 10 autograph. Yes. And a couple other, an Akil Baddoo hot dog card.
I want that card.
Well, maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't. But
An Akil Baddoo hot dog card?
yes. He's running to third base very aggressively and has a hot dog with a rainbow pattern in the background.
What?
Hot dog parallel. Are you
What?
looking
It's a
it
hot
up?
dog parallel.
Let me see if I can find this. I might have seen the picture on your story last night.
You did. Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
it.
Yeah,
There it is.
that's it right there. Akil Baddoo, what you doing to my car?
I love
Oh,
that
that
card.
is awesome.
It's
$10 if you want to get it.
Hmm.
Not too shabby.
But yeah, those some of my collection additions. I mean, obviously, I've added like some Durans, some Ivies in the past. I've added to my Ivy collection a lot. Actually, he's been playing very well. So that's my kind of collection update. A lot has changed in my collection. I do have some nice LeBron cards too now. Big LeBron fan over here, but that's my collection update for the most part there.
I've been doing lots of buying, not from eBay, but from Tony DeLucia the Fourth LLC. I want to say 80% of my. Well, if you guys didn't know, I started collecting strictly Tigers now, and I have a big Terry Skubal collection, courtesy of Tony DeLucia LLC. Mm-hmm. Tony is the king of sports cards. Everywhere I went to his house for the first time in June. There are sports cards everywhere.
Everywhere.
I mean everywhere. We went to
Everywhere.
his room. Half of his room was filled with sports cards. We went to his basement. There's like a little wall stacked to the brim with sports cards. I respect the dedication, Tony. And he still gets cards by the day.
He also supplied probably 80% of my Lions collection too. So.
He supplied 80% of my Tigers collection, which thank you, including that Josh Lester. Why?
Which is now mine.
But I started. I think I have about a 40 card Skubal collection now.
Rookie numbers.
Huh?
Rookie numbers.
Okay.
That's
I
my
have
King
a.
collection sits at 200.
Facts.
I have about 50 numbered / auto Tigers cards. I have about like 10 modern Tigers cards. So I have over 100 cards in my collection. Still collecting, but obviously
You're always collecting in the hobby.
In the midst of college, I'm a little broke, so I can't really buy cards right now. So that's my collection update. Shout out the Tony Sports Cards for hooking me up with almost every card I have in my collection. I think my favorite card right now that I got recently was Tariq Skubal patch we got at the Midland
Card show.
Midland Card Show at the Midland Mall. Is it really? I think it's numbered out of 149.
Yeah, it's a select patch, I think.
It's a select patch. It's clean, no damages. I like it a lot.
It's a nice item you have.
It is, and I really want that Akil Badu hot dog card really bad.
I did forget one of the cards I did pick up, because we haven't talked about cards on the program in a while.
Yeah.
And over the summer, my Cade collection kind of went up. Got a lot of high-end stuff. Got an immaculate RPA on card out of 15 from Collegiate, from when he was on Oklahoma State. I got a couple National Treasures cards. I got some, and those are some really high-end sets. Only set I don't have, I think I have every single set that's ever been released that Cade has, except for Flawless. That's the only set I don't have, but lots of nice additions. Michael, did you add anything to your collection at all, or find anything?
So not really too noticeable. Once the 50-50 club got started, courtesy of Shohei, I went on Topps to see if I could pick up that special autograph 50-50 card, and it sold out like that.
Well, there's a little friend here that I can introduce you to.
I am looking to get my hands on that card. I also want to start maybe a personal collection of Miggy, because Miggy is one of my favorite Tigers of all time. Mm-hmm. And even starting, I probably wouldn't be able to get hands on his rookie card when he's back with the Marlins. I probably could. It's just...
There's this little thing called eBay.
Oh, no.
True.
And see, like right here, you could get a Shohei Ohtani 50-50 Topps now for that price right there.
Okay.
So there are options on here for you to be able to pick up a nice little Shohei.
There you go.
So there are options for that. You can look up Miggy rookie cards on that, but you could definitely look for some of those cards on the Bay.
Yeah, no doubt.
Did you find a certain card over the summer?
Not really any specific over the summer, other than just, again, the resurfacing of some rookie cards that my parents have collected over the years. I might actually put those on screen if you don't mind. If I can find those pictures.
If we could find the pictures, they're going up right now.
There's some including LeBron. I think there's a Steve Yzerman rookie card.
Yeah, you have a buyer. Well. You have a buyer for that LeBron if you want.
Yeah, there you go. There's a LeBron fan right off to my right here. Awesome. I mean, I want to say I also have a Mickey Mantle card somewhere up in my room as well. It's probably not worth anything just because it's so old.
Well, old vintage does have a market. It does have a market, vintage.
If I find what picture it has on it, I could probably just narrow down on it, but I'd only imagine it's worth a few cents.
Oh, if it's Mickey Mantle and vintage in decent condition, it'll definitely have a little bit of a tag on it.
Yeah, no doubt. So not really too big of a card update for me per se. But I definitely would like to try and maybe start collecting some players. Definitely Shohei, definitely Miggy, and maybe branch out to some other sports as well. I mean, you talked about it with football a lot. You collecting Penei Sewell and all sorts of Lions. Yeah, he's awesome. And apparently Dallas cannot give Detroit Lions fans offensive lineman touchdowns. But
we're gonna get it eventually.
That's another story. But, yeah, not really a big collection update, but I do want to start collecting on some.
We'll have to take you to Miller's, my friend.
Yes, absolutely.
The store is a lot bigger
phenomenal.
now.
Looks phenomenal.
It's great. They're utilizing the space really well. It's in the old Secretary of State building. They have a lot more space to do a lot more. Obviously, they're still moving, but from what they have, it looks really nice.
It does. So that's our kind of card collection update here. Really good to be able to finally talk some cards. Sports have kind of slowed down a little bit.
If we ever get Tony on the show,
this
might be an only card show. It'll just be them two rambling off about...
It'll just be the Tony collection update. That'll take up our hour time slot.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to move on here to some Detroit Lions football. Big game on Sunday. Lions enter the game as a 2.5-point underdog against the Vikings in Minnesota. If you know, you know. If you get it, you get it. But the Lions come into this game as underdogs against a Minnesota team that's really shocked everybody, which is kind of shocking too after we completely dismantled the Cowboys. But Lions come in as kind of underdogs here, and in a big game. It's your first game without Aiden Hutchinson. What is he? Is since his rookie year, I think. I don't think he's missed a game in his career. So it's your first game without Aiden Hutchinson in a while. You picked up Isaiah Thomas off the Bengals practice squad. There's 3 of them, I guess, now in the sports world. It's a brand new Isaiah Thomas. Seems like there's one that spawns every 20 years. But Lions pick up a defensive end, not really a name that anybody was looking at, but it's someone role players get to step up before they even make a move. I don't think they're going to make a move, at least before the game against the Vikings. But, again, who knows? Maybe the right deal will pop up. But just a big game. I don't want to say a must-win because it's not really must-win, but it's a game that you would really like to win.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Absolutely. I mean, personally, I feel like we're going to win this game. I don't want to call the Vikings frauds, but Sam Darnold likes to implode around this time of year, and I hope it happens. But I also hope it doesn't because he is my starting quarterback in fantasy this week. After I get Caleb Williams, hopefully off waivers, he will be my QB1. But
Minnesota are always frauds.
Yeah.
Every single year. Like didn't they win 6 in a row with Josh Dobbs last year?
They won 2. No, he had 2 or 3 good games, and then after that.
Yeah, every single year they go on a fraud run. It just happens to be at the start of the year this year.
Yeah, just the Vikings 100%. It's how they always roll. They're going to slow down. I mean, this is the first game, like you mentioned, without Aiden Hutchinson. So hopefully guys like Rodriguez and Reeder and McNeil, who just inked a new deal, or a new extension, I should say, step up. If not, Brad, you better get your phone out. But I don't want to say I'm nervous for this game. I feel like this game kind of determines. This game determines who's going to win the division, because both teams, no matter what, or the Lions will either be 5-1 or 4-2, and the Vikings will be 5-1 or 6-0. Both teams could be 5-1. Hopefully, I feel like we'd lead the division because we scored more points.
We would. We'd be in first place.
We'd be in first place.
Because we'd have the tiebreaker over them.
That's true. But it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be very fun. Mm-hmm. No matter what, the Vikings will stay competitive, especially if we're at US Bank Stadium, one of the best environments in the NFL. Skull. That's all I got to say.
I didn't realize that the Cowboys were on a bye week until just now. Mm-hmm. So they get to go into a bye week with that bitter taste in their mouth. But I was going to say this, and I guess this applies to next week's picks, but I kind of want to bring it up right now. Kind of walk with me here for a little bit. Walk with me. Week 1, Lions played the Rams. The following week, they were blown out by the Cardinals 41-10. Right? Stay with me.
Uh-huh.
Week 2, we played the Buccaneers, right?
Yep.
The next week, they were 6-point favorites against the Broncos and got blown out 26-7. Week 3, we played the Cardinals. Cardinals were 3.5-point favorites over the Commanders and lost 42-14.
Oh.
Week 4, played Seattle. Then the following week, the Seahawks were 7-point favorites against the Giants and lost 29-20. I'm not saying there's anything there. However, it seems like whenever you play the Lions, win or lose, we wear you out. Every single team we have played, their next game was a blowout of sorts. I'd consider that Seahawks game a blowout because you lost to the Giants by 9. So, I mean, it's
And
the
who do the
Giants.
Vikings play next week?
The Vikings next week
Let me take a look.
play the Rams on Thursday.
Oh,
Night Football.
yeah. Rams are going to.
So,
Especially
who
if
knows
Puka's
there, but
back.
The Cowboys in that week, they play the 49ers. So I think we all know who we're picking that week. But
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying there's anything there. I'm not saying there's anything significant. However, I'm not saying there's a curse after you play the Lions, the week after you play the Lions. But, I mean, there's definitely something to be said about how every single team you played the following week, they get blown out. Or they lose when they're significant favorites. You know, I think that kind of shows how good this Lions team is. Mm-hmm. Because, yeah, you might lose a game, right, to the Buccaneers. But one, we took them down to the final play. And two, we're wearing these teams out. We make them utilize every single asset of their team, and it wears them out. And then in the Bucs case, they probably had a little too much confidence going into that next game, and then we all know what happened there. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of cool to see, like, okay, all these teams are getting blown out right after they play the Lions. That's just kind of cool.
It's the Lion effect.
It is the Lion effect. We'll see if that continues throughout the season.
Yeah, and what's going to be interesting is this Vikings team is very much a passing team. I just pulling up some stats right here. Vikings are bottom 5 in the NFL, 27th actually, in total rushing yards with 577. They just picked up Cam Akers.
Isn't Aaron Jones out?
Aaron Jones is either out or questionable. He is questionable as of now.
Yes, that's probably why they went out and got Cam Akers.
That's probably why, exactly, because he's got a hip injury. He was on practice on Monday.
Okay, so he was practicing, so there's a chance that he plays.
There is a chance that he plays, but Cam Akers is still a valuable acquisition for.
He held down the fort for the Texans when
Vikings.
Mixon was out.
He did. So, and the Vikings already have some history with Cam Akers, so they're getting him back in.
He kind of knows the system.
Minnesota, exactly. He kind of knows the system. Vikings are a bottom 5 team in rushing. They are a passing team.
Eliminate the pass.
Makes sense when you have Justin Jefferson, who right now for the Vikings has 26 receptions for 450 yards and 4 touchdowns. This is a big calling for the pass defense for the Lions to break up the passes. And from what you're seeing, they're starting to fall in the rhythm a little bit. Terrion Arnold against Dallas, a very solid game. Sure, he was still very physical, but fortunately for him, not many penalties were called. In fact, I don't think he got any.
Yeah.
So, keep up that physicality, break up the passes. Jay Curb, who knows, maybe could he get another interception
I did get a
in the
Kirby
end zone?
Joseph numbered purple wave card yesterday. I was
Hey, there you go.
But that's secondary. Aaron Glenn's unit here. Aaron Glenn's unit is really coming together in that secondary. And I think at the perfect time. You shut down CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. Completely shut down. Eliminated them. You got to do the same thing. The same exact thing you did against the Cowboys, you got to do against the Vikings because you have to stop Justin Jefferson. You can let Jordan Addison have a big day. All right? You can let, who's their wide receiver 3? You can let their wide receiver 3 have a big day.
KJ Osborne?
KJ Osborne. You cannot, and even when we beat the Vikings, Justin Jefferson always goes off. He always goes off. You cannot let him go off.
I'd like him to go off for fantasy.
Eliminate Justin Jefferson. Kind of spark the Sam Darnold yearly downfall after his always has a good start and then.
I mean, it is possible for him to have a worse game. It's like going from Dak to Sam is like going from a used 2008 Pontiac to a used 1995 car that doesn't drive anymore. Like Sam Darnold is pretty bad, in my opinion.
He's had a good run.
Yeah, thinks that his run's going to end against the Lions.
He's had a good run, but I genuinely think with the way Aaron Glenn prepares for a game, the way our defense prepares for a game, and the way Dan Campbell runs this team, I do think he's going to struggle. I mean, we saw him struggle in their last game. Who did they play in their last game? The Packers. He struggled against the Packers. He kind of started to struggle against the Texans. But we could see against the Packers, okay, that Sam Darnold he's still Sam Darnold. He had a really good start to the year. He really fit in with the offense, and it really helps when you have 3 really good receivers. It helps you, and you have a decent offensive line, and he can get these passes out to Justin Jefferson. However, you're kind of starting to see the cracks in the foundation. I think the big storm is coming on Sunday, and you're going to see the Sam Darnold of old. He's gonna put down some good balls for Justin Jefferson. He's gonna get his stats probably. He's gonna get his touchdowns, but he's not gonna be as sharp. I think we're gonna get some pressure on him. It's gonna be from the interior. I think DJ Reader's gonna have a pretty solid game. Ali McNeil's playing with that confidence, that cash confidence. So, I mean, we could see James Houston too. I think James Houston is still rostered, correct? He's probably gonna get the call up from the practice squad. I think he's on the practice squad.
More than likely.
Probably going to see James Houston get a sack off the edge. I feel like the Vikings are going to be like, all right, their offensive, their outside tackles are going to be like, all right, we're going to have a pretty solid day without, Aiden Hutchinson. Kind of take us lightly. Boom, James Houston comes in for a sack. He needs to really step up.
Yeah.
And that's really going to be, I think, one of the big factors of this contest is the battle of offensive lines. Mm-hmm. Minnesota's offensive line, it's not that special, but it's still good enough
getting
to win
the job done.
It's
It's good.
top-
They have a good
top
offensive line.
10 in the NFL.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're top 10. It's the battle of top 10 offensive lines in the NFL. Vikings, they get the job done. But this is a big test for the Vikings because they're going up against the best offensive line in the NFL.
They are.
And it's going to be on these players to step up for Hutchinson, put their minds forward, try not to worry about anyways, that Hutch injury.
Well, I think it could
just
instill a
move
lot of
forward.
It can instill a lot of confidence in this team, and I think Hutch might not be contributing on the field, but he is such a big player and big factor to this team that he's still going to play an impact. Because now all these guys have a fire lit under them to win for him, to get to the Super Bowl for him, to give him a chance to come back and play this season. Do we think that's going to happen? Most likely not. But Dan Campbell said to never count him out when it comes to coming back this season. And his camp is confident that if everything goes right, he could be back for the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. I mean, he'll at least be on the sidelines pretty soon after his 6 to 12 weeks of rest. He'll be back on the sideline. He'll be with the team, and they're going to play for him. They're going to have that confidence under them, like, hey, let's win for Hutch. Let's play for Hutch. That's going to play a huge factor, especially for the defense. The defense doesn't want to be known as Aiden Hutchinson and friends. They want to be known as the Lions defense. Mm-hmm. And I think this is a big test for them. This is a big proving point for this defense. You don't have Hutchinson taking away all the pressure from the interior, taking away all the pressure from the opposite edge. It also sucks that we lost Marcus Davenport. That really sucks even more now. Mm-hmm. But it's gonna give this defense a confidence like, hey, we are still a good defense, even when we don't have our best player, and that could really work to our advantage, I think. I think Hutch's impact is still going to be felt.
100%. And if not, then go get a guy. Go get a guy for cheap.
Right.
I mean, you got Isaiah Thomas, who don't really know much about him. Practice squad guy, could probably fill the void very quickly. I mean, James Houston was a guy that came out of nowhere, so right. Isaiah Thomas could. I 100% agree with you. This is our defense, and it's not only for the defensive line; it's also for the secondary. Secondary, who's been killing it this year. I hope that's the case, and if not, again, go get a guy. But
imagine the Lions get another, or a Detroit team gets another good Isaiah Thomas.
That'd be ironic.
Yes,
that'd be very ironic, but. I mean, it's going to be a tough battle in the trenches, I want to say.
Yeah, it's going to be a trenches battle.
It's going to be a trenches battle for sure. I feel like the Lions have more chemistry when it comes, even though we kind of lost a guy in our chemistry, but we gained a better guy in Zeitler. But
you talk about the offensive line.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Lions have the edge. The thing about us is I feel like we have better linemen rather than the Vikings, who just have Dallas Turner, who also has been killing it this year for Minnesota. Just got to detain Turner, and just got to make sure that Justin Jefferson doesn't get anything. He should be double covered every time. There should be a spy put on him, I feel like. And, I mean, I'm excited for this game. It's going to be ultra competitive from the get-go.
The elephant in the room here, do we go after Max Crosby?
No. He's asking for too much.
He's not. The Raiders are.
I would love to get Max Crosby, but I would agree. You're going to give up too much. You would probably have to give up 2 to 3 first-round picks to get him, plus maybe an extra body in James Houston.
Who did the Jets trade for Devontae? Just a
third-round pick.
Third-round pick.
Third-round
So
pick.
a third-round pick gets Devontae Adams.
And a fifth-round pick, I think, got Amari Cooper.
Okay, so that's the market right now. Max Crosby is a top 3 edge rusher in the NFL. I'd say Devontae Adams is probably a top 10 receiver, right? And I'd say Amari Cooper is probably a top 15 receiver. Mm-hmm. So if that's calling a third and a fifth, respectively, I'd say a first and maybe a couple seconds could get the job done. And then they send us like a 6th-round pick back. I think that could get the job done. You don't have to give up 2 first-round picks. Look at the market. You just got a 3rd-round pick for Devontae Adams. Why would we give up 2 firsts for Max Crosby? I get it. There's a big talent in position difference. Mm-hmm. But what do the Lions have to lose by giving up a first-round pick? I know you've been building through the draft. That's what you built your team on. Sure. But maybe making that big splash utilizing a first-round pick could be worth it. I'm not saying I'm for or against it. I see the pros and the cons to having Max Crosby and not having Max Crosby. He wants to be here. Didn't he shove his coach last week and say, just trade me to the Lions? Didn't someone read lips and say he said that?
It was sort of like, of course he dubbed it as a love push, but there wasn't really
That
much.
did not look like a love push.
No, it did not. When I watched it, I'm just like, whoa,
Yeah.
chill out, Max Crosby. But
I mean, I understand why he's fed up. Look where he is right now. Look at the situation he's in. And he's from Michigan, right?
He went to Eastern.
He went to Eastern. He's from Michigan. It's his hometown team, and he's watching us kick butt, and he's like, hey, I could really impact winning here. So I think he might go to the Raiders and be like, hey, get something done with the Lions out of respect for my career. Look what I've done here, and look what I've done for your team. Somehow get me to Detroit. I feel like he really wants to be here. But I think also a cheaper option, maybe just a 3rd or 4th-round pick could get this done. I would really like this. Trey Hendrickson.
A 3rd-round pick.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the guy I had in my head. Him and Allen, Hines Allen, were the 2 guys I had in my head. Cam Jordan is another guy.
Reddick is also
Hassan Reddick.
Reddick.
I mean, the Jets literally said, look for a trade.
Yeah.
So
there's many guys in the market that you could go for. Max Crosby is the best option. However, I feel like that happy medium where you're not giving up too much, but you're still getting a great guy is Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah,
he's
the happy medium.
I saw this from, I can't believe I'm about to say this, a good take from Woodward Sports.
Ooh. Oh, interesting.
Woodward said that the Lions have to give up a 3rd-round pick for Trey Hendrickson, and I can 100% agree with that. You're not giving up too much for him.
I can support that, too.
And you're not giving him up too much. Plus, pair him with Reeder, who were together literally last year, and that chemistry was insane last year. Put him with DJ Reeder, and then put him beside Hutch next year in lieu of Davenport. You have one of the best rush defenses in the entire NFL. I mean, Max Crosby, great player, giving up too much. I know we're probably done when it comes to trying to go after big guys in the draft because our team is complete.
And what can you get realistically in the 3rd round? Are you getting a Trey Hendrickson player?
You could.
You could,
but it's not likely.
But you got to develop them too.
Yeah.
Right? Your window is right now. This season and next season is the Lions' window, in my opinion, where the window is wide open, where you are a top contender. I think we can contend for about a decade with this team. However, your window is going to start slowly closing throughout that decade. Right now, it's wide open. For the next 2 years, that window is wide open. It's an 80-degree, slight breeze in the air. It smells like a fresh spring day. That's where the window is.
Especially with everybody that you've now extended. Goff,
Exactly.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell, now
Decker.
Decker you just extended. Yesterday, Aleem McNeil. for 4 more years. So your window is wide open, absolutely.
And I mean, there's a bunch of, speaking of extensions, there's a bunch of extensions coming up. Levi O, Hutchinson, Kirby Joseph, they are all in need of extensions
Extend
at the end
Kirby.
of the season. Kirby needs an extension.
He
has
deserves
earned
it. He deserves
What
it.
a player. I love Jay Kirby. He's great. But that's about all we have for Lions today. We've kind of reached our quota there. So the Lions, they play the Vikings Sunday, 1 o'clock on Fox. It's going to be a very good game, I'd say. Probably game of the week, I'd say. So it's going to be a good one. We're going to be tuning in, of course, and then we'll deliver our thoughts on Monday. Hopefully a victory Monday. But coming up after this break, we are going to preview the NFL Week 7, make our picks, kind of see what's going on in the NFL. You're watching Card Guys Detroit Sports Talk. We'll be right back after this.
Sports cards, signed jerseys, signed helmets, and more. Miller's Sports Cards and Collectibles is your one-stop shop for all things the hobby. Make sure to check them out down Mission Street in Mount Pleasant, right past Meyer. Miller's Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Card Guys Detroit Sports Talk. Join Michael Rosenkranz,
Sports take precedence over academics.
I agree, but
Ryan Donnelly,
Corbin Burns, who is their big ticket J13 item. Scooble is with us. Scooble's our big ticket.
Did
J1.
you just call Tarek Scooble James? And Anthony Schulte.
I have an issue.
you have.
There is no break. It's a constant grind. It's an unbreakable cycle.
Yeah, it's
As they navigate through the Detroit sports landscape. Live Mondays and Wednesdays at 7:30 a.m. on 101.1 The Beat in Mount Pleasant and at 11 a.m. on YouTube. Card Guys Detroit Sports Talk. Welcome back, Card Guys Detroit Sports Talk. Ryan Donnelly, Michael Rosenkranz, Anthony Schulte with you here on this hump day, the 16th of October. Well, gentlemen, we have some NFL football to cover now, don't we? Tomorrow,
Yes, we do.
we have...
battle of mid again.
Yeah, I don't really know how to feel about this game. We got the Broncos. We've got the Saints. Ladies and gentlemen,
I know.
the
Really?
Anthony Schulte upset of the week. Give me the Denver Broncos. Hear me
Right
out.
off the bat?
Yes.
I feel a lot better about my upset now.
They're okay. Hear me out. This is my reasoning for this here. I had three in my head. I had the Broncos and the Saints. I had the 49ers and Chiefs, and I had the Buccaneers and Ravens. Those are my three I was kind of thinking of. And here's my reasoning. Denver's defense kind of took one on the chin last week. I think that defense is going to want to respond. Not only that, you have a prime opportunity. New Orleans doesn't have a quarterback. Obviously, that quarterback situation is going to hurt them. And look what Tampa Bay's defense put up, not only fantasy-wise, but just numbers-wise. I mean, yeah, 27 points. Yeah. But also, it's a much better team. They played the Saints. What am I saying? I think the Broncos are going to pull it out. I think the Broncos, Sean Payton's going into New Orleans. It's on prime time. Give me the Broncos in my upset of the week. It's kind of a risky pick, but hey, why not, right?
This is another... The thing about the battle of mids is that it's so tough to pick.
It is.
I mean, you're right. Rattler's probably going to start again for New Orleans. However, Bo Nix has been one of the most weird quarterbacks this entire year.
But that defense is just incredible.
That defense is insane. Oh, no, but New Orleans' defense is also pretty good.
I just think, that Denver defense is too good to have two bad games in a row.
I think, Pat Surtain locked down, like, Chris Olave.
Chris Olave has a concussion.
I don't know
Pretty
who.
sure.
Yeah,
the Saints don't even have Olave, too, so I love my Broncos pick. I think. I don't want to say
This is not
that
my
is.
upset at all. Not 100% not my upset.
Yep, yeah, okay.
What wide receivers are on the Saints?
Shaheed.
Rashid
Shaheed.
That's about it.
This is not my upset, but I will join you. Give me the Broncos.
Broncos country?
That's right.
That's right!
I've picked them 3 weeks in a row now, and I think that I'm 1-1 when it comes to the Broncos.
I switched my pick to the Broncos as I mentioned on Monday, and that kind of screwed me over last week, but hey, we'll go with them again.
I am also 14 hours ago, NBC Sports. Rashid Shaheed did not practice.
Uh-oh.
So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, give me the Broncos.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
with that in mind, Broncos might have a field day against the Saints because not only are the Saints probably going to go with Rattler, Taysom Hill is also out. The dual quarterbacks or wide receiver.
They still have Kamara, though.
They do still have Alvin Kamara, who is always solid. It's going to be a defensive battle, I feel like.
And Bo Nix is starting to really feel it
with
right
both
now, too.
teams. Yes, he is. Let's ride. Give me the Broncos.
Broncos country, let's ride, baby. Alrighty. And then we have nobody's waking up in the morning to watch this
Gosh,
absolute
what is this?
dumpster fire
I
of
feel
a
so
game.
bad for British people right now.
I think Jacksonville gets the win. Against the Patriots, it's Jacksonville and New England, if you couldn't tell. Battle of 1 and 5s. I think Jacksonville just has too much talent. Give me Jacksonville. Boy.
Fire Doug Peterson. Let's go Jags. At their real home.
Got to wear
London.
your Blake Bortles jersey on Sunday.
Oh, I
There
will.
you go. I'm going to go Jags on this one. I think Patriots are going to start Drake May again, if I'm not mistaken.
It's working.
It's working for them, so maybe they're starting to figure out their quarterback problem. Jaguars, I think, have a much better roster and more loaded than the Patriots, although I agree with Ryan and probably Anthony. Doug Peterson needs to go.
Yeah.
There
Brissett
needs
has
to be
Time is
changes.
up.
In
Time to
Jacksonville.
retire, Doug.
Jacoby Brissett had 3 touchdown passes in 3 weeks. Drake May had 3 touchdown passes in one game.
One game.
So New England figured figured
Wrong
out their quarterback problem. Drake May is going to be something special for them.
No doubt.
However, they got no weapons. So give me the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have weapons, just don't know how to use them because their quarterback is awful and their coach is also awful.
All right, we have the Battle of the Birds in our first 1 o'clock game. The Hawks and the Falcons. Seahawks, Falcons.
Yeah.
You know what? I like my birds dirty. Give me the Falcons. I love this team. This team is going to win the South, the NFC South. I love the Falcons. Give me the Falcons. I think they win this one pretty single-handedly, too. That Seahawks defense, the Lions broke them.
Yeah. We dismantled the Seahawks defense. Give me the Dirty Birds.
Falcons are a sleeper team in the NFC South, and it looks like they're at home again, no?
Yes, Mercedes-Benz.
They're at home again, and they have thrived at home. Give me the Falcons.
There it is. All right, and now we have, goodness gracious, the Bills and Titans. 1% of America, not even Titans fans are picking the Titans anymore. Give me the Bills. I think that's pretty obvious right here. The Bills just got Amari Cooper. They're going to be at home. I think that's just, if the Titans win, fair play. But I'm picking the Bills.
No brainer.
Yeah.
This stranger things can happen in the NFL, but this is the Bills all the way. The 1% of fans for Titans must either be Will Levis's family or the Mayo company that he was sponsored by. The Mayo company, because that he was sponsored
Or
by.
it's the Mayo Man himself picking them.
It very well could be. The Mayo Man, who knows, man? But
Man, imagine if that said 0. That would be so funny.
that would be hilarious. Will Levis is just, I'm sorry, but he's a walking meme.
Every
He's
single
a
week,
walking
a new
meme.
meme is delivered. He's like the stork of memes. He just delivers a new meme at our front door every single day.
He is. Bills are gonna get another win. They're still a very solid team, even though they lost 2 straight. They're picking up themselves back on the right foot, and they will be probably
they
a
won
contending
on Monday,
Yeah, they won on Monday.
so not 2 straight, but they went on a little 2-game skid.
Yeah,
little
they
2-game
did.
skid.
They did.
All right, Bengals and Browns, a battle of the Orange Ohioans, give me the Bengals. I think the Bengals
Battle of
they
Ohio.
rebound offensively from that dumpster fire that we consider an offensive performance. Joe Burrow would have had 5 points if it wasn't for that touchdown run. So
Browns offense went from worse to even worse. Give me the Bengals.
Yeah, this is going to be Bengals. They're going to rebound, and the Browns, it's a bad situation in Cleveland. And though the Bengals are going to the dog pound, but, I mean, the Browns, they're a defensive team. Mm-hmm. And I think it's probably going to be another defensive battle in my mind. Mm-hmm. But I think the Bengals just have a better offense, and they're going to want to turn over a new leaf after that. off performance on Monday against the Giants.
Right. The masseuse is loose. All right, Houston Texans, Green Bay Packers.
This might be
game of the week too. A really good 1:00 game here.
This will be a good one.
Give me the Texans. I'm going with the Texans. Even though I think Green Bay will put up a fighting chance, this is actually really important for the Lions for Green Bay to lose this game, just so it kind of creates some more separation. Even if we do lose, kind of create some separation. We do not want Green Bay winning. That would not be good. So give me the Texans. I'm confident in the Texans. Green Bay's rush defense, I don't really know how to feel about it. So Mixon could have another big game. And I just think, Houston has so many weapons right now, so much weaponry. But so does Green Bay. I mean, it's a battle of the offenses, really. And I think the Texans have just a little bit better of a defense. They have a little bit more weapons on defense and a defensive-minded head coach. So I think that's going to be what sends them over the top.
It doesn't help that the Texans are traveling to Lambeau. Lambeau's another tough place to play.
Yeah.
Oh, no. This is tough. I'm going to go with the Texans because I don't want to see the Packers winning again.
Fair enough. Packers' rush defense, to answer your question, Anthony, is 8th in the NFL for opponent rushing yards. So they allow 110 yards per game.
Okay, yeah.
That is not that good. Not that bad.
I mean, 110 yards per game. I mean,
it's a little much.
I want to see. I'd want to see the touchdown stats because.
Fair enough.
I think how many touchdowns you give up on the run is a little bit more of a telltale sign.
Fair enough. The Packers don't really allow that many per attempt, just about 4.4 yards per attempt. But
so it seems like teams are rushing a lot if they're getting 4.4 an attempt, but 110 a game.
Yeah. C.J. Stroud is that guy. Jordan Love and the Packers are going to put up a chance, but this is, as you put, Anthony, extremely important for the Packers to lose because you want that separation in the division. I'm going to go with the Texans.
All right, and then we have Dolphins and Colts. This is my team. We bleed blue, go Colts. I'm picking the Colts.
Mike McDaniel announced earlier this week that Tua might come back in 2024. Unfortunately, it's not this week. Give me the Colts.
Yeah, I'm going the Colts here, and to be quite honest, I think Mike McDaniel is a little crazy for saying Tua's going to come back. That's my opinion, because Tua's already had 3 concussions, no?
I think so.
I think 4 concussions. I want to say 3, but it's just too much. It's going to wear and tear on your body over and over, and it's just the more and more you come back, the more and more I worry for Tua.
Right.
I picked the Colts.
I picked the Colts as well.
Yeah, we're going with the Colts here.
All right, Lions and Vikings. I'm picking
taking
the Lions. We already kind of talked about this one here.
Yeah, we'll go Lions here.
Eagles and Giants. Give me the Eagles.
Eagles are going to kill them.
Saquon Barkley's homecoming. He's probably going to go off, so fingers crossed for fantasy. Everybody going with the Eagles there?
It'll be an interesting reception to see what kind of reception Saquon Barkley gets in his return to New York, but let's go with the Eagles here.
Daniel Jones on Sunday night. I had you starting in fantasy, and you put up a whopping 11 points. You, my friend, are off my team. Goodbye.
He's probably going to go off for 30 now.
I hope not.
That Eagles.
That's how it works in fantasy, though.
Right. And then we have the Raiders and the Los Angeles Rams over in SoFi.
This is another tough game because the Rams stink.
I mean, the Raiders, they don't have Devontae anymore. It's kind of a mess. I think the Rams, they might be getting cut back. I know Nakua's not going to be back yet, but I think the Rams, 1-4 coming off the bye week. I think they're going to kind of rewrite the ship here and get a quality win over the Raiders. And really put together, Kyron, I think he's going to go off against that Raiders rush defense. I think, especially if Kupp's back, gives Stafford another weapon. So give me the Rams. I don't think Stafford's going to go down to 1-5.
I hope so because I don't like Matthew Stafford. Give me the Rams though, but because it's not my upset.
I'm probably going to go the Rams here. Per Ian Rappaport, he had a positive workout on the 14th of October, which was Monday. So, didn't get to cover that on Monday's show, but he had a good workout Monday. There is speculation per Rappaport that Kupp could return this week, which if that's the case, Stafford has a weapon. Give me the Rams. They're going to shine at home because the Raiders are a dumpster fire right now.
Mm-hmm. And we have Panthers and Commanders.
Commanders.
Oh,
So it's
Commanders.
100%
about that.
Commanders.
Chiefs and 49ers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Ryan Donnelly upset of the week. It's a little safe. I don't care. Give me the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm going with the 49ers, too.
Super Bowl rematch. I'm not switching my upset this time.
Good.
But Super Bowl rematch. Niners back at Santa Clara. They're going to get on their get back. They're going to see how the Kansas City Chiefs did to them in the Super Bowl. And I feel like they're a redemption arc, and they're going to hand them their first L of the year. So go Niners.
Yeah, I'm picking the Niners, too.
I am begging the state of California show up in San Francisco because I'm getting tired of the Chiefs. I'm getting
Are they
a
on
little
prime
tired
time?
of the
Oh,
Chiefs.
they're America's Game of the Week. Yippee!
They're America's game of the week. So
I think
Death,
between
taxes, and the Chiefs or Cowboys getting a prime time
I think
slot.
between the Chiefs and the
Facts.
Cowboys, I feel like between the Chiefs and the Cowboys, there's only one game between the two where it was not on prime time. One.
Really?
And it's week 6. So between the two, there are 12 games between the two this year, and 11 out of the 12 are on prime time
Of course.
because they love their Cowboys and they love the Chiefs because Patrick Mahomes.
Right. So we're all going 49ers here?
Yes.
we're going 49ers. Chiefs are going to get their first L of the year, and the 49ers are going to redeem themselves. Fox, just don't show Taylor Swift in
Oh, boy.
Santa
Well,
Clara.
just expect
You already
it.
you already showed her in New York, and
Yeah.
I lost all my faith in
Yeah.
the baseball postseason. I'm just like, here we go again.
All right, so we got 3 really tough games in our prime time matchups here. Sunday's night football, Jets and Steelers. Jets are getting Devontae, but the Steelers' defense is really good. I'm going to go with the Steelers.
I'm going with the Jets on the road.
The Steelers' defense is too good.
Steelers' defense is
Prime
great.
time in Pittsburgh.
It's prime time at Pittsburgh. I don't care. That Rodgers-Adams connection is back. I'm taking the Jets.
I'm going to have to side with Anthony on this. Primetime in Pittsburgh, defense is good.
Right.
The connection is there, but I still think that defense is too good for Aaron Rodgers because he's getting a little washed. Give me the Steelers.
So we got Monday Night Football, another double header here. 2 different start times, too, which is kind of cool. Yeah. We've got Ravens and Bucks and then Chargers and Cardinals. I'm going Ravens over the Bucks.
Uh-huh.
I think the Ravens are really finding their stride right now.
Harbaugh Monday Night Footballs.
Yeah. Battle 4-2s. You're in Tampa Bay, but exactly. They got D-Hens going, and once he gets going, he is hard to stop. Give me the Ravens.
And then we have Chargers and
then
Cardinals. That's a tough one.
I picked John Harbaugh and the Ravens, and then I'm going to take Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers to beat the Cardinals.
We just get a double Frank the Tank
double
moment
Frank
within a
moment.
matter of seconds.
Yeah,
I love my Harbaughs.
I'm going the same thing. I'm going Harbaugh squared here on Monday night.
And I'm going to say...
Isn't Frank the Tank a Mets fan?
Yeah.
I wonder how he's feeling right now. I mean, hey, he got the series tied up, but in that first game, I'd imagine he wasn't feeling too hot. We're gonna go Harbaugh squared here. John and Jim are gonna pick up some wins.
All right, picks are locked. I'm at 49 for my total tiebreaker.
I'm going to say 31. And my picks are locked. No switching.
I'll
They're
say
locked.
47 points, and my picks are now locked.
All right, so those are our picks, and that's all we have for today's program. Thank you for watching Card Guys Detroit Sports Talk Season 3, Episode 9 on 101.1 The Beat and YouTube. Stay tuned for Monday's program where we discuss these upcoming contests we just went over, and maybe it's a Victory Monday. We shall see. For my good buddies Ryan Donnelly and Michael Rosenkranz, I'm Anthony Schulte saying... so long, everybody.
Love you, Mom and Dad. The franchise is now out. Go get it while in your nearest bookstore.